at the 2013 Social Media Week currently going on in 10 cities worldwide, CNBC Africa's Tosin Olaseyinde in Lagos, Nigeria, spoke to Nkiru Asika. She's the CEO of Enterprise Creative, and started by asking her how social media has aided the development in Africa with the emergence of 51.6 million Facebook users in Africa, out of which Nigeria currently accounts for 10%. Take a look.
Social media has clearly grown in Africa. For instance, there are 51 million Africans on social media, of which 5.1 million are from Nigeria. How has social media, in your view, aided the development of Africa?
Well, it may be taking it too far to say it has aided the development of Africa, but I think social media is certainly driving conversations that will aid the development of Africa. I think the great thing about social media is because it's instant, because it gives people the ability to voice their opinion, and in Africa that's something we've had an issue with. So social media has brought democratization in many ways, and it has allowed people to express themselves. And because it's mostly young people that are on social media, that's the other great thing, because I think certainly in Nigeria and in a lot of Africa, and I think it's the same in a lot of African countries, there's this, how would I put it, sort of small boy type thing. You know, a child is not supposed to speak where adults are present. You know, there's a little bit of repression of the opinion and the voice of the youth, just culturally. So I think social media has done a lot to change that, and now the youth are more involved in conversations about governance and politics and, you know, business and economy, etc.
We see this day with the emergence of growing smartphone, and also an increase in internet penetration. Would you say that social media is an influencer? And what are the benefits of this?
Definitely. I think especially for this youth demographic. First of all, at least in Nigeria, newspapers do not have very wide circulation. That is not so much because people don't want to read them. I think it's more because of the challenges in distribution. But the truth is, even if distribution was made perfect, young people are more likely to go to social media for news sources. Why? It's more instantaneous, it's more visual. You know, you can actually get breaking news, whereas, you know, you don't really get breaking news in a newspaper or in a TV nightly newscast. But you can go on Twitter and hear what people are saying, see, you know, footage of whatever is happening.
How has the social media impacted the global perception of Africa, and what are the benefits?
Well, what social media has done is, you know, is bring us closer to the rest of the world. I mean, bring the whole world closer together. So I think one of the things that is important is that it's helping the rest of the world, you know, learn more about Africa, see that actually we probably have more, you know, in common than we have different with each other as human beings. I think that's one of the lessons of social media. But also, you know, because through social media and through digital tools, they're able to experience our music, our fashion, our movies, you know, so that they've grown to enjoy our culture. You know, they've grown to understand us more. So, and that has gone a long way, I think, in changing perceptions, yes.
How can the government position itself to change the perception of Africa via social media?
Well, the truth is, it's not so much the medium, because in the end, it's really the content that the government is putting out there. And I think so far as they are focusing less on trying to hit someone over the head with, oh, look at the great things we're doing, you know, sort of a propaganda type line, you know, people do not buy into government propaganda so easily, you know. But if government uses social media to have a conversation with its citizens, with the youth, if government uses social media as a way to ask questions, if government uses social media to listen, you know, even maybe as much, if not more than to talk, then they will begin to see, you know, that a better relationship builds, you know, and people will begin to develop more trust in the government.
How can social media be used by African companies to tell their stories of business? For instance, at the conference yesterday, you spoke about a bank that had a handicapped person working there. How can they tell people more about their day-to-day experiences?
Well, I think the thing about social media, which companies have to realize, and that it gives you an opportunity to tell stories. And branding is about, telling a story that will help your consumer, your audience, believe in you, buy into you, feel some kind of emotional pull to you, which they may not even be able to define. There may be a brand you like, you don't even know what it is about, why you prefer X type of, I don't know, drink to this. It could be wrapped up in some memory, but the truth is, it's all about stories. And if companies do not take advantage of the powerful tool that social media gives them to be able to, I keep saying converse, because that's really what it's supposed to be, a two-way thing. It's not about just putting information out there and hoping that somebody is listening and hoping that somebody cares. It's also about finding out, what do you care about? And then saying, oh, you know what? We're doing this. What do you think? What's your opinion? So that's how they will begin to develop that trust and, really build brands that have value in the eyes of the consumer.